hot sand against my back. I look up at a clear Mediterranean sky. It's early morning, but already I can feel the warmth of the sun as it creeps higher. It's April, I'm 17, and I'm lying on a beach with my mates in the most beautiful place I've ever seen. Up until a few months ago, I'd hardly set foot outside County Kildare. I was happy enough, I suppose, on the farm, but big things were going on, and I wanted to see the world, you know. Telling Mam how was the hardest part. I hate to see me mammy cry, but she accepted I was going no matter what. Not for good, mind you. We all have to leave sometime, but we always come back home again in the end, don't we? The crying starts again the morning of my departure. She don't have to make a fuss, does my mammy. When I managed to get Dad to take her back inside, I find Billy McConnell and Davy Lucas waiting for me, laughing, saying what a mammy's boy I was. I didn't mind. I know their mammies had not let them go so easily neither. We hitch a ride on a cart to Naz, and that's where the adventure really starts. Naz to Dublin, Dublin to Liverpool, Liverpool to Basingstoke. Basingstoke. Even an Irish farm boy knows a real shithole when he sees it. I mean, still there were girls. They were shy at first and giggled at our accents, but flashing a few coin usually did the trick. But we didn't stay for long, and we got the boat at Southampton. And one of the lassies came to wave us off because she got awfully sweet with Davy, and Davy was all teary and saying he'd marry her when we got back, and Billy called Davy a soft bastard and said he'd forget her soon enough, and Davy said some things about Billy, and there was a bit of a ruckus. I managed to calm things down, but not before Billy had a black eye and Davy had a bloody nose. It took some sailing to get us through the Med. Us farm boys were not too good on a boat. We spent most of our time clinging to the rails, bocking over the edge into the bright blue ocean. And then seagulls would swoop down and peck at some buck clung to the side of the ship, and the whole thing would start again, you know. It was a relief to arrive in Egypt and find our legs. We hardly had time to settle our stomachs before we were off again. By now our Irish skins were a ruddy brown, and every day seemed hot and dry and endless, and I was almost homesick for mists, for green fields and rain, almost. And I find myself here now, on the beach, as the sun climbs higher. Yet I feel a cold creep over me. I turn my head to my right. Davy's still here. Of course he is. Kind of hard to go anywhere when you don't have any legs. I look to my left. Billy's here too, smiling vacantly with a big hole in his forehead. So I guess this is where our adventure ends. On the shores of Gallipoli. I'm not afraid, mind you, because we all have to leave sometime. But we always come back home again in the end, don't we?